Welcome back, everybody, to Under the Covers Music Podcast, where we each choose songs that have influenced our lives, and then we talk about them in an interview, and then we perform them on guitar and vocals. Nick does vocals, I do guitar. By the way, I am your host, Jet, and this is Nick.
There it is.
That was better than the first one.
It was.
Anywho, we just did a really great blooper that you can see at patreon.com/UTC Music Podcast.
That was an excellent segue. Yeah, very good. Well done.
Second time's the charm.
Well done.
There's lots of bloopers.
Oh boy.
I'm real good at that. Anyway, since we go back and forth choosing, it is Nick's turn to choose.
Yeah, it was my turn to choose. Yep.
And why did you choose this song?
Oh man, so many reasons.
Well, let's get into it.
Well, there's always the standard reason of I want to hear you sing something.
No.
So that's usually right out of the gate. Like that applies. And it's definitely applied to this because for a long time I've kind of said I would love to play this in a band instead of just the two of us. And really get the full buy you like a pair of like zippered leather pants. Yeah.
Oh my.
Really go for it.
This is something that my cousin Rob, with whom we saw Metallica a couple months ago now.
Yeah, this summer. Yeah.
He's a big metalhead too.
And he's a real one.
A music extraordinaire. I mean, this dude has files on files. All he does is research music. And he's like, have you heard this? Have you heard this? And most of it I'm like, what? Who?
That's how I feel about like EDM, like me.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty prolific in his research. And he said a long time ago, he's like, I'd love to hear you do this one. I was like, okay, all right. I cataloged it. And then when you suggested it, I was like, okay.
I'm glad that you said yes, because again, I don't listen to lyrics, and only today you were like, kind of have an issue with some of this shit. And I'm like, and I read them out. I was like, that's fair. Okay.
That sucks.
And but then it's funny, like when you read it to me, I was like, yeah, that's not cool. That's nonsense. Whatever. But then when we changed it,
and
instead of doing like, hey, this is pretty misogynistic, kind of turn it around. I'm like, I'm gonna do that to you, dude. I'm like, that's powerful. I don't know why it's different. It just had a different vibe. It was cool. Yeah, I'm glad that you did it.
It was your suggestion. I was like, I might change the lyrics, and you're like, well, you just swap it. Us and her. I was like,
yeah,
easy enough.
Yep. That kind of brings up something pretty interesting. I always think about this band. I've been a fan of this band for a long time, especially when I was a kid. I was like obsessed. Was super into all their stuff and really listened to their entire catalog over and over and over again. But they have like a pretty rough reputation. And if you've ever read their autobiography, you're like, how are any of these people alive?
Yeah.
And like one of them did actually die twice. Yeah.
Good God.
Like it's insane, the stuff that they've gotten up to. But the interesting part to me, especially now, when you think about like cancel culture, and it doesn't, I mean, I think that line is different for everybody. And you know what, like if your dollar is your vote, just buy with your conscience, like whatever I'm not here to talk about that.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting that in a culture of collectively we look at people or celebrities and we're like, that's not okay, get the F out of here. These guys get a pass, like a pass for all of it.
I think they set the bar.
Well, this I think the difference is when you think about the people who have sort of dealt with falls from grace of like Michael Jackson or Bill Cosby or Aziz or Louis or all these people. It seems almost like the problem is we thought that they were this, and it turned out they were not that, or much worse. And these guys, it feels like they've never pretended to be anything else.
True.
It's like, hey, we're here to snort all the coke, do the heroin,
Bang all the chicks.
bang all the women, watch us bang all the women, and move on to the next city.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna do this until one of us passes out. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I thought about, like, you know what? Okay, like in the time of that, there are other people we give passes to also. Zeppelin, David Lee Roth, Van Halen, like,
Oh, yeah.
Kiss. Like, I mean, Gene Simmons is just,
Mhm.
you know, wild with you know all this. I mean, not drugs, but
Yeah.
um, it's interesting to me that, like, there's a group of people that get a pass because they're pretty upfront of, like, yeah, we're degenerates. We just go for it. And they're not pretending to be anything else. And people seem to accept that on that level of, like, okay, that's what you're here for.
Because it's
Whatever.
out in the open.
Yeah.
And you can sign up for that or not.
Right. Right. Yeah. You can
There's
opt
no
out
lie.
early. You know what? That's an interesting part. And this is turning into really like a social. The interesting part is maybe if you find out that, like, oh, I've liked this person the whole time, and now it turns out they do all these horrible things.
Right.
That's a betrayal of, like, oh, like, I
There was a
never would have been
facade.
into you if I knew that
Yeah.
you were a creep.
Yeah.
There
was already a facade there.
I think you really nailed it there of, like, yeah, up front you're either with it or not with it. You don't have to find out later. Well, you're gonna find out they did more drugs. Who cares?
Yeah. You already
And
knew.
also, you're not gonna find that out. They did all of them.
There was not a bump left behind.
Yeah, yeah, no bump left behind. That's pretty good. That's funny. Yeah. So, yeah, as a kid, these guys were just out of their minds. It seemed like they took everything that rock and roll was sort of going for, and they're like, no, like, let's turn that up. Like, stage shows, antics, offstage stuff, just over the top, over the top. They watch, like, after it's weird. They have these sort of, like, periods through their first few albums where, first album, they're like this, or, like, super glam and, very sort of, like, post disco, like, glam rock. And then, like, the next album, they had all watched, like, Escape from New York. So they adopted, like, this look from that movie.
Oh, interesting.
And all their stage sets, like, changed to do that.
Huh. I've never seen that movie.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a great movie. It's a classic.
Okay.
It's a classic, silly action movie. But then, the one after that, like, was, the very theatrical, you know what I mean? And then after that, it was, like, sleazy, strip club vibe. And then after that, it was, like, this super, like, polished machine, which is also, like, when they went clean and stuff. So, yeah, they definitely have these it's always them, but you can definitely tell they have these periods of, oh, this was their Escape from New York phase, or this was this.
All these influences, yeah. Which
really,
I think every band goes through.
Yeah, but theirs, I think, was also a very visual influence.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was very different. They changed their band logo every album. It's always different.
I never knew that. Huh. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, because they just went through these different periods of influence.
That's fun. All right, so this song was because you wanted me to hear.
Yeah,
you wanted to hear me sing it.
Well, I want to hear you sing it. I think the song is really fun, and even playing it, like, just us and on an acoustic instead with the band, it has so much energy to it.
Yeah.
Like, it really just jumps out. Like, no matter, and you almost can't play it differently. Like, how at first I was like, it'd be fun to kind of slow it down a little bit, but still have sort of like maybe like not necessarily country, but sort of like that alt western kind of, like, Johnny Cash kind of vibe, like a Texas Shuffle. Yeah.
David Lee Roth.
yeah, exactly. But then when we started listening, I'm like, oh, they kind of already do that. Like, this is weird. Yeah, it definitely feels like a song that is, in so many ways, irrepressible. You can't take the energy out of it. Like the time that it was put out, and the energy of that whole song is really just, I hear that, and if that was their first single, I see why they got really big, because it was a big deal. It was huge.
All right. And then as we're playing it on acoustic, as we always do, because everything is borrowed, which that was a really cool point.
Yeah.
So we discovered that it sounded a little bit like this song.
Well, they use the same chord structure, and so do other songs.
Yeah.
Also,
So many
yeah,
songs. I
no,
mean, we all know.
no one has a monopoly on A, G, F, G,
No,
A. Like,
no. Do you?
no, no.
No, even my cousin Rob, he's always like, "Hey, this part of the song sounds like this song," and I go back
Mhm.
and I listen. I'm like, "Oh my god, you're so right."
Yeah, of course. We did a whole episode about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then this one in particular, it sounded like two different songs, and you were like, "Which one should we do?" And I was like, "This one." So we changed the bridge.
Yeah, we changed the bridge and we inserted the song that, I don't know if you know this, but historically, the most played song on terrestrial radio of all time.
Terrestrial radio?
Yeah, like regular radio before like satellite radio and
Oh, right,
so
right.
yeah.
It's like terrestrial radio intro. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, before like the digital age, this song was played on the radio more than any other. I mean, like by a huge margin. It's not even close.
Even
Yes, already yes. Whatever
okay.
song you're gonna say, it was way more than that.
Say Hotel California.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it was definitely epic for its time, and then
100%. It still is.
yeah, for sure. And then you were making a reference about the years. So when
Yeah.
this song had come out, the birth of rock and roll had only been yay many years old.
So yeah, so the song that we chose to cover that we are just talking about was, from these savages of the 80s.
Yeah.
I love them, but they are. This song came out I think in 82. And when you think about like the things that influenced this song and what we went into, like that was only like 10 or 11 years before that. It wasn't
Mhm.
really. Whereas now, if we're influenced by that and we pull from an influence like that, that was 50 years ago. 50 years. So I think what you were touching on was the influence of early 70s rock, and the things that were coming out like Sabbath and all those things.
Mhm.
Very sort of like post Woodstock.
Mm.
I mean, Woodstock had only been like 14 years before that, 13 years before that. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it's right there.
Wow.
So it makes sense that it would weigh pretty heavily on that.
Sure.
But it's fun to think of like, even though that stuff still has an influence now it's 50 years ago instead of
Mhm.
this really narrow window of, oh, that was only like 10 years before that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I think that's neat. There's just
wild.
it's an interest. I think listening to this song and digging into it illuminates interesting points about how rock music has evolved and when it evolved
Mhm.
and who ushered some of those things forward.
Yeah. Yeah, a
Which
lot
is a
of
lot deeper than we usually get on the show. Of like, yeah, I liked it, and so I wanted to do it.
caffeine was involved.
Yeah, caffeine was definitely involved. Yeah, and it's weird to think of like this band, the band that we chose that we cover, to deem them as culturally significant. Okay, like that's maybe a bit of a stretch, but it's not. Also, it also is not inaccurate.
No, I mean, especially when you're talking about 80s culture.
Oh, they are 80s.
Huge.
I mean, people think of Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses, all those other big bands, but man, like these guys were as big as the best to do it.
Yeah. They were wearing a crown too.
Yeah. And it's weird, like their biggest success was when they got clean. They put out that album that had like 6 top 10 singles on it. Like
Wow.
it was huge. Like,
Which is different, like, because usually some of band's best work,
mhm.
any band, is when it's like just so melodramatic
Oh yeah.
with drugs and alcohol
Yeah.
and whatever, depression, blah blah blah.
Hmm. Yeah, they can't see the guitar in front of them. They're like, "Oh." Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Certainly their most popular work came like when they sobered up. And you know, I know before I kind of said like they took all of like a lot of rock and roll stuff and just turned the dial up and just like, we're gonna do it even harder.
We're going to 11.
So Aerosmith had a similar reputation in the 70s
Mm.
of like heavy drug use and womanizer, whatever. So much so that Steven Tyler and Joe Perry were nicknamed the Toxic Twins. Like, 'cause
Oh,
they
yeah.
were just out of control. And they crossed paths with this band. Aerosmith had gotten clean, and this band was struggling. And the Toxic Twins were like, guys, you need to calm down. Like when you hear it from
Whoa.
that's like Keith Richards coming on and being like, you should do fewer drugs. Like, what?
Is it a contest that
Yeah.
we're trying to win?
Apparently, yes, and they did. Yeah, although in that autobiography, they had complained about David Lee Roth showing up to their house, snorting all their coke, and then leaving. Yeah, okay. It's crazy.
So Dave.
Yeah.
So Dave.
So yeah, I think just, you know, the time of this was really interesting. It's a fun song, and you sing it so well, and I love listening to all that stuff. And then what we did with it in the bridge of,
Yeah.
hey, we're gonna veer into this and come back to it. That was super fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah, it was really neat.
I know. I was telling him, like, when we started, I was like, oh, well, this is, definitely my range, and, it's not. And then when we entered, like, change the bridge, I was like, oh, fuck. Now I really have to warm up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
we only get like 4 or 5 takes at this because I'm going to blow it out. So then I won't be able to reach it at all.
You brought your A game. And you know what? I'm not going to ruin it for everybody. I'm not going to say it when we announce the song. I'm not going to put it in the opening credit either.
Oh.
I'm going to let everybody just find it in the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't miss it. Trust me.
No, you'll know.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're like a 7-year-old, you'll know.
Yeah, that's true.
Is there anything else you would like to tell us?
No, I think we're ready to hear it.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, this is Live Wire by Motley Crue.
Plug me in, I'm alive tonight, out on the streets again. Turn me on too hard to stop, something you'll never forget. Take my fist, break down walls, I'm on top tonight. Oh, you better turn me loose, you better set me free, 'cause I'm young, hot, running free, a little bit better than I used to be, 'cause I'm alive, like wire. Face and take down his legs, get my ways well. Go full throat, never let loose, going in full kill. Take my fist, break down walls, I'm on top tonight. Oh, you better turn me loose, you better set me free, 'cause I'm young, hot, running free, a little bit better than I used to be, 'cause I'm alive, wire. Wire.
thank you for watching this episode of Under the Covers. Please like, share, subscribe, and don't be afraid to get into our comments. New episodes drop the 1st and 15th of every month, so please keep coming back for more. If you're interested in bonus episodes, blooper reels, what else? Extras. That's pretty broad. Extras. Reaction videos. Yeah, we do a lot of those. We have a Patreon channel that has all of those things. It's really great. It's patreon.com/UTC Music Podcast. It's the same place you can find us at Instagram and Facebook. So look for us everywhere. UTC Music Podcast, and thank you for watching. I like stumbling over words.